We all know that Russia has invaded Ukraine. While the world is on the cusp of World War III, how does this affect you? What does all of this mean for you sitting at home? In this video, we are going to find out.
Мною принято решение о проведении специальной военной операции. Специальной военной операции.
Была паника, истерика, слезы.
Как у нас пламя было выше дома.
We all know the global economy has tanked. At the time of this shooting, the Sensex closed yesterday at 54,300 points, down from its pre-invasion highs of 58,000. On the day of invasion itself, the Sensex plunged by 2,700 points. Now, how does all of this affect us travelers? I'll tell you. The Russia-Ukraine crisis has sent Brent crude oil prices to $96.7 per barrel, the highest it's been since September 2014. Russia is the largest producer of crude oil in the world, and 25% of India's total imports consists of oil. And among all the oil requirements in the country, 80% of it is imported. That is, India is import driven. So a further increase in crude oil prices will contribute to an increase in petrol and diesel prices across the country. And that will mean an increase in expenses and cost of traveling by vehicles. Now you've seen all our videos, we travel in a car. So an increase in crude oil prices will contribute to an increase in diesel cost, and an increase in diesel cost will mean an increase in our travel budget. And an increase in our travel budget will only mean that our salary is going to stretch that much lesser. Now, while we're on the topic of fuel prices, an increase in crude oil prices will also affect neighboring sectors, that is paints, chemicals and aviation. Now, an increase in crude oil prices will also affect the cost of aviation fuel. An increase in crude oil prices will mean smaller margins for the aviation sector, unless they want to maintain their margins, and they will maintain their margins by bearing the output cost on us. That means an increase in ticket cost. So an increase in crude oil prices will lead to increase in aviation fuel prices, and an increase in aviation fuel prices will mean an increase in ticket cost to the traveler. So you're not able to travel by road, you're not able to travel by flight. What other choices do you have? Just don't travel, I guess. Anyway, so while we're on the topic of aviation, as soon as Russia invaded Ukraine, Ukraine shut its airspace to commercial flights for the fear of misidentification. Now, as soon as Ukraine shut its airspace, Belarus soon followed, and parts of its country were shut for airspace. Now, to overcome this no-fly zone or the shut airspaces, international flights had to bypass this zone or bypass this route. As you can see in this map, there are no flights flying over Ukraine and Belarus, and all the international flights have had to bypass the no-fly zones. So all international flights will have to take longer routes to complete their trips, and longer trips will mean more miles, and more miles will mean more fuel is being consumed, and more fuel means, tada, like the previous point, higher ticket costs for the traveler. Lastly, Russia is the largest producer of palladium in the world. Now you might not know what palladium is, hell you might not even know how to spell it, but you should know that palladium is used in manufacturing automotive exhausts. Now, for all the travel enthusiasts watching this video and who are looking to purchase an automobile in the near future, you might want to know that there might be an increase in input costs for the automobile sector, and an increase in input costs means they might bear it down on you and increase the cost of the vehicle overall. So there might be a hike in prices very soon. So these are all the ways that the Russia-Ukraine crisis is affecting the travelers all over the world, and especially travelers in India. For all of you watching this video, please pray for the people of Ukraine, because it's really tragic what is going on. I know I can understand war and politics, but it's still inhuman what is happening. So let's hope they get out of this crisis. I really hope peace is bestowed upon both the countries. And for all of you watching this video and who have made it till the end of this video, thank you for watching. You might think that the only people affected are the people of Russia and Ukraine, but nobody knows how far the ripples of that war are going to go and how far-reaching degree. That's it for this video, guys. I hope you liked it. I hope you found it informative. Please do make informed decisions now onwards. See you in the next adventure. Bye, guys.